Hey guys, how's it going? Tel here. Welcome back to the channel. Today on the channel, we're going to be reviewing Venom: The Last Dance. Just want to give a quick shout out to Sony Pictures who did invite me to the multimedia screening the other night. Let's talk about Venom: The Last Dance and why, unfortunately, I was really disappointed with the film. So initially, I was really hooked on the trailer. The trailer looked interesting. Saw different types of symbiotes. We saw the introductions to Null. We also had Reese fans in the trailer, which I thought was an interesting choice, especially as he has played Dr. Kirk Connors in The Amazing Spider-Man. So technically, Reese fans is already part of the Sonyverse. So I was really excited to see, are we going to get Kirk Connors or is it Reese fans as another character? And it ended up being another character, not Kirk Connors, which just seems ridiculous, especially with the casting. Like, you can cast anyone for these roles. You're just trying to almost reel the audience in and then just push them away. Just almost clickbait. It's almost clickbait for an actual film. Now, one of my biggest issues with the film is actually Tom Hardy, which sounds ridiculous, but my biggest issue with Tom Hardy is that he's such a good actor. He's almost too good for the film, and I think he's already outgrown the role of Venom in Eddie Brock. And the fact that this has been dragged into a trilogy, it just seems a bit silly, really. Like, the second one, not a big fan of, and the third one, this one, again, not a big fan of. And Tom Hardy is a phenomenal actor, and I really enjoyed his role in The Bike Riders, Inception, of course, and also famous for playing Bane, and also Alfie Solomon's in Peaky Blinders. His range in acting is incredible, where I feel like with this, playing Eddie Brock, he's really limited what he can do, and I think that's mainly due to poor storytelling and a poor script. Now let's talk about Null. Now, we did see the introduction to Null in the trailer, and I saw loads of people comment online saying, wait till we see Null just be in the chair and he doesn't leave the chair for the whole film. And that is practically what happens. We get the introduction to Null at the beginning of the film, and then we get a little more, we get a further glimpse of Null in a post-credit scene, which ultimately, it felt like no one cared about it. I think I heard even people chuckling in my screening. They weren't that bothered. Even I was a bit underwhelmed. It's just more like, why are we putting us through this Sonyverse and another film where we're almost just watching it for the sake of it, just hoping something happens, but deep down we know what we are going to get ourselves in for as Marvel fans. Noel was a character, and the way he was speaking, it felt very old school, give me proper 2010 vibes, where he's trying to sound menacing, but it's a bit cheesy now. And this is not our first comic book movie. I couldn't name how many comic book movies we've actually seen, maybe 40 to 50 plus comic book movies, and this just felt very old school towards like the end of like X-Men 2, X-Men 3 kind of days, very cringy and cheesy stuff, where, yeah, I felt like, yeah, is this the target audience, or are we the target audience? I'm not too sure. Now, what I do love about the film is the relationship between Eddie Brock and Venom. However, I don't think we see that enough. So immediately I'm switching this back from a positive into a negative. When we do see Eddie and Venom together, it's really cool. One of the best scenes from the trailer is when Venom rides the horse and Eddie Brock's on top, and yeah, that is a cool scene when we get like a venomized horse. We also get like venomized frog, we get venomized fish. They're cool, but it just feels like, where's this going? And ultimately it doesn't progress the story much at all. It's almost irrelevant. We do get a venom frog, and yeah, the point of a venom frog, I don't know if anyone can tell me the point of the Venom frog. Now, the location choices in the film, we get Las Vegas, we get Area 55, and we get some random bar with a bartender. For me, I prefer Eddie Brock and Venom in New York, you know, in a public space, causing chaos. That's when I'm most interested and invested in a storyline, because you don't know what's going to happen, especially with the general public. But with Las Vegas and stuff, yeah, I'm a bit tired of it. And there's a scene with Venom dancing with Mrs. Chang to Dancing Queen. Again, it's a bit funny. It makes you chuckle initially, and then you're watching it and you're just like, where's this story going? And ultimately, it's just filler. Nothing really happens. Again, the story doesn't progress. It's fun, don't get me wrong, it is fun and it's cleverly shot. I do like the way it is shot, and Venom dancing with Mrs. Chang, and I'm a massive ABBA fan. I like Dancing Queen, don't get me wrong, and I love Venom, so there's lots of things to like about it, but in a story perspective, not a fan, and I just don't really get what they're trying to do with it. I'm almost a bit in shock how this has gone from quite a solid Venom film in the first one, probably give it a 7 out of 10, and how this has actually been dragged out all the way into the trilogy. Now, I have mentioned Deadpool Wolverine in this video, and I'm going to mention it again, as there was another multiverse joke in this film. So my question is, do Sony and Marvel actually converse about their jokes and their gags? Because we had Deadpool make the joke about the multiverse is lame, it's been dragging on for years now, and now I think we have Venom or Eddie Brock, one of them said about how the multiverse, they're sick of this shit, they're sick of the multiverse. So the same jokes are being recycled now, and yes, we are sick of the multiverse, but the multiverse isn't ending. They keep continuing the multiverse, so can they end the multiverse jokes and end the multiverse? That would be great, but it's not going to happen because we've got Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doctor Doom, so this multiverse doesn't seem to have an end date right now. Now, there was some other cool scenes, such as the introduction to symbiotes, but unfortunately the symbiotes I don't think we will be seeing anytime soon. We also get to see Stephen Graham's character again. However, what they actually done with Stephen Graham's character, I wasn't a fan of. He barely got a line. He must have had 2 lines tops, and that was that. That was the end of Stephen Graham in this Venom trilogy. Now, with this being Venom: The Last Dance and the end of the trilogy, you'd think it'd be some epic grand conclusion, maybe a bit sentimental, but you don't really get that. It didn't feel like the end of a trilogy at all for me, especially if you compare it to something like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and that might be quite harsh to compare a Marvel Studios project to a Sony project. But yeah, that grand climax just never come. There were some cool scenes, cool moments, but that's as far as I would go. I'm using words like cool, fine, okay, but was like epic, and the last dance that was not there. That last dance was definitely not there. It feels like Venom has been cancelled instead of it being an end to an epic finale, because we definitely did not get that epic finale in this final film, unfortunately. And finally, it's worth mentioning, we do know Venom for Spider-Man, and unfortunately we didn't get any of these Spider-Man in the film, which I think we all thought that was going to happen. We didn't expect any of the Spider-Man to show up, but we didn't get any references to Spider-Man or any links. I don't remember hearing any Easter eggs to Spider-Man. But yeah, overall thoughts, really disappointed. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to go to the multimedia screening, but as the film itself, it felt like you didn't really have to see it. I was going to put in the title spoiler free, but I don't think I'm spoiling anything. I really don't. I feel like you guys can make your own decision, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. But yeah, as a film, really disappointing finale. I think Venom could be a standalone film, and yeah, Venom on its own is a great film and a great introduction to Venom and Eddie Brock, but the other two just not for me. But anyway, guys, my Letterboxd rating is 2.5 out of 5. It doesn't progress the story doesn't have a fitting conclusion, and in the end it felt like a very stale film, and a film that is very, very dull compared to other superhero movies. But great experience at the multimedia screening. Just a shame it wasn't a grand finale like I had hoped for. Do let me know what you thought of Venom: The Last Dance in the comment section down below. I'll be back soon for a brand new YouTube video and another film review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. See you later.